Hi everyone, it's Lauren and today is Valentine's Day. As a rule, I'm not an overly sentimental person, but I thought I would use this day as an excuse to talk about some of the other booktubers that I absolutely love watching. I have never done any kind of booktuber shout-outy videos before, and I think that's because I thought about it a little bit too much and worried that if I did a video I'd miss people out and someone would get upset, or that people who are more popular than I am would find it patronising, me shouting them out. I don't know, I think I just worried about it too much. And just in general in life, I find it difficult kind of expressing my love and affection to people. So I kind of shied away from doing this for a while, but I feel like it is time now for me to share the love. There are so many wonderful book-related creators out there on YouTube that I love watching, and so I decided to split everyone into groups of about 5 or 6, and there will be a video coming up every few weeks with more great recommendations of other booktubers that you should check out if you are not watching them already. So to kick everything off, I'm going to start with the people who inspired me before I even had a booktube channel myself, and these are the people that I have probably been watching for the longest time. And the first one of these, fairly obviously, is Sanne over at Books and Quills. Sanne is the first booktuber that I ever found. Like a lot of people, I found her when she appeared on Este's channel, and it was like an awakening for me that there was a space on YouTube where people talked about books, and I was just so excited to find her, and I binge watched so many of her videos. Sanne reads a whole range of things, including a lot of YA, adult fiction, classics, and graphic novels, and her videos are always of such a high quality, and it's just such a pleasure to watch. And I've also found her to be a really genuinely welcoming and supportive force in the booktube community, and so I needed to mention her, even though I'm sure most of you are subscribed to her already. And then through Sanne's channel I found a lot of the other people that I enjoy watching a lot now as well, one of whom being Jean over at Jean's Bookish Thoughts. She's one of the other really early booktubers that I found and really enjoyed. I think when you first plunge yourself into the murky depths of booktube, there is a lot of YA out there, which was fine, and I watched a lot of YA booktubers, but finding Jean, I was just like, yeah, this is what I want to read. What am I doing? I was just like, yes, okay, found my niche. This is what I want to do. Jean is just wonderful. She's one of the most intelligent people that I know. She has just finished a master's in classics in ancient Greece, and she's just starting her PhD now. She reads a wide range of books, a lot of similar overlap with the type of books that I read on here, some literary fiction, but she also reads fantasy, YA, children's picture books, a lot of stuff on politics and history. She's been doing some videos on politics recently, which is fantastic, and she's also just started a feminist book club on Goodreads. And it's so funny because when I first started watching her videos before I knew her, I thought, oh, she seems really nice, really sweet, really interesting, you know, I bet she's a really lovely person. And she is all of those things, but she has got an edge to her. Like, she is hilariously funny, super sassy, and I think she mentioned it's coming across a bit more in her videos now. But she's just so funny, and I love her, and I love her channel. Another one of my dear friends on here is Jen over at Jen Campbell. Jen did a lot of shouting about me when I first started booktube back in the day, which is incredibly kind, and she continues to do that now for any and all smaller booktubers and YouTubers that she finds, which is absolutely fantastic. She is so supportive, so friendly, and her videos are always so enlightening. Jen is a writer, she is a bookseller, she is a poet. Her videos come across as like she is an amazing teacher. They are always so informative, and she reads so widely. Like, I cannot think, there's so many books that she has read. I'm yet to find a book that I have heard of that she hasn't at least heard of, even if she hasn't read it herself. Her big things are fairy tales and short stories and magical realism and kind of more experimental literature, I suppose. But again, she reads a wide range of stuff. I could just watch her all day, and sometimes I do. Someone else who I've been watching for a long time and has a little piece of my heart is Cinzia over at C.A. Dubois. You may remember her channel used to be called Chauncey Boddington. Someone else whose videos are just so incredibly insightful, so informative, and I could just watch them all day. She is one of the absolutely most analytical people in this community, and her readings are always so intelligent, and I just love hearing about what's inside her brain. And one of the beautiful things about her channel is that it's not just about the books that she's read. She makes videos on a wide range of topics, a lot of personal stories and personal journeys that she goes on, and ponderings on life and what's going on in her life. And I love that, because I think who we are as people really makes a difference to how we react to books as readers. And she's done some beautiful reviews of books which specifically spoke to her precisely because of where she was in her life when she read them. And I just love her. She could make a video on anything. She could make a video on a toenail and I would probably watch it. Another fave of mine is Mercedes over at Mercy's Bookish Musings. She reads so much and it is just so impressive. She reads a ton of fairy tales, magical realism, short stories, fantasy, very similar reading tastes to Jen Campbell. And something that I just love about her is that she's one of the most honest booktubers I have ever watched. If she doesn't like a book, she will absolutely tell you about it. And it's just, she's so blunt and so frank. And that's what I want. I want a real honest opinion. Otherwise, how can you trust someone when they tell you that they love a book if they don't tell you when you hate one? Oh, and she also reads a lot of graphic novels, and I've had some really fantastic graphic novel recommendations from her as well. And the last person from this video, talking of people with honest reviews, is Alicia over at Ex Libris. Alicia was one of the first people that I found in this space who read a whole load of classics, which I really appreciated. And I've been watching her probably since just before I started my own channel, I think. And again, I just love how she brings her own opinions to her videos about all these books that she's reading. It's quite difficult, I think, when you're reading a whole ton of classics, which were written a long time ago, to put your own modern perceptions. It's like using today's morals and backdating it onto other books. But Alicia keeps that balance really wonderfully, and if she thinks that the author is being misogynistic, she will call them out and say, I didn't enjoy it, it was sexist. But she's equally able to put that in perspective and just enjoy the books for what they are and what they were written at that time. She is a fantastic buddy reader. She's a really fast reader, and again, a really warm and friendly person. I think she's really funny, and I just trust her reviews, which again is why we're all here. So just a quick 6 for my first booktubers I love. There will be more of these coming. As I've said, there are so many people that I want to talk about, and it would just be such a ridiculously long video if I did them all in one go. So probably you're subscribed to most of these people. I hope that I introduced you to someone you didn't know, and I would also love to have more recommendations from you of people that you would like me to check out or to shout out in a future video. I'm always looking for new people to watch because my watch later playlist on YouTube isn't long enough already. But I love it. That's why I'm here. I love talking about books. I love listening to other people talking about books. So looking forward to hearing your recommendations, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Like, reinvented the genre like something like David Nicholls with One Day. And that was one that had massive crossover, like lots of men read it too, and it kind of feels like the genres are very like, when women write it, it's only for women, but then when men write it, it's somehow more universal.
That's so true. I hadn't even thought that about One Day, because that is a romance novel, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Story. Yeah, but it's nowhere near as it marketed.